next thing, servanthood builds your loyalty. We got to understand there's a lot of unloyal servants out there. I can't tell you how many people we've encountered, how many stories we've heard of people. Oh, my leader this, my apostle that, my pastor that. I'm ready to leave. They stop in my ministry. And it's like, okay, but you're the armor bearer. You're like the assistant pastor. You're like one of their key leaders. And because things aren't going your way, now you're ready to leave. And this is also one of my pet peeves with all this inboxing stuff on Facebook, because you will have people act one way and then they'll come in the inbox of, not just me, other leaders too, because it happens all the time. Oh, they don't respect my ministry. They don't want to move me forward. I'm ready to leave. Oh, God showed me you. I'm supposed to be connected to you. But then you go back and look at their page and they sitting out there hanging out with the person. They're supporting them, giving all these accolades and everything else. Servanthood tests your loyalty. Because if you can't be loyal when you're the armor bearer, if you can't be loyal when you're cleaning the church, if you can't be loyal when you're driving the van, if you can't be loyal when you're just greeting people and welcoming people, you can't be loyal when I put you over a whole church. You can't be loyal when I ask you to come in and take my platform while I leave to go on another assignment. You can't be loyal when I bring you in to assist with counseling and to assist with ministering to people. Because if you're ready to turn then that means as soon as I give you a little bit of authority, a little bit of a position, all of a sudden you're going to be trying to turn the people in favor of you against your leader. This is why servanthood is necessary. You ever notice those people, leaders? You ever notice those people that are only interested in being involved when they get to be seen? They only want to be on the praise and worship team if they get to sing lead. They only want to be a part of the prophetic ministry team if they get to be the ones in charge. They only want to be a part of intercessory prayer if they get to lead the intercessory prayer. You've got to watch people who are only interested in being a part and serving if that means they're going to be seen in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Because the problem is a lot of people only want to be seen. They only want to be seen. They don't want to be developed. They don't want to push the vision. They don't want to push their leader forward. They don't want to give credit to anyone but themselves. So while they say with their lips, oh, man of God, woman of God, I thank God for you. I love you. I'm supporting you. I got your back. Anything you need, you can depend on me. But the second that they get a little bit of ounce of authority, they come in there with the S on their chest. I'm in charge today. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do things my way. Who says who? Just because a little bit of something was left for you to do doesn't mean that all of a sudden you start changing the rules. All of a sudden what God was already doing, again, I'm not talking about a spontaneous move of the Spirit. I'm talking about just basic run through things, typical routine things. All of a sudden you want to change because you got left in charge for a half of a day. Now you want to start changing the way things are done. Now you want to start changing the way things are looked at. Come on now. That makes absolutely no sense. But you have a lot of people that do that. Leaders, I am here to tell you today, you have got to guard your ministry. You've got to guard your pulpit. Now, some of y'all, the reins are too tight. Some of y'all do need to back up a little bit and let somebody else preach. Some of y'all do need to back up a little bit and shift some of that weight over to somebody else. But then there are some of y'all that are too free. Y'all just let any and everybody preach. Y'all let any and everybody run the church while y'all away. Y'all just let any and everybody, anything that they suggest, you just, okay, let's do it your way. Let's do it your way. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, everything is confused and you're a hot mess because you're listening to this person. And now everything is so far shifted away from what God originally intended. That's a problem. That's a problem, and that's not God. So Understand, servanthood tests and proves your loyalty. You've got to be somebody that's faithful. You've got to be somebody that is dependable. You have got to be to a point, if your leader calls you for something, especially something that they already told you to do or assigned for you to do like a year ago, you should be doing it diligently. You should be doing it faithfully. They shouldn't have to keep checking on you every other day to make sure you're still doing what's already been assigned to you. If it hasn't been reassigned to somebody else, then why aren't you doing it? I forgot. That's right. No, you didn't forget. What happened was, as long as somebody was watching, you did your job well. You did well done, my good and faithful servant. As long as somebody was watching, as long as somebody was giving accolades, as long as somebody was mentioning your name in the church announcements, you were sure to be on top of it. But the second they backed up, the second you didn't get any more of your 15 minutes of fame, the second that nobody was lurking over your shoulder to make sure you did it, instead of you taking that time to prove yourself, to continue to do well done, you decided that I'm going to slack off because they ain't going to know anyway. That's not God. And see, if you're going to slack off the second somebody's not watching, what are you going to do when you lead people? What are you going to do with your integrity? What are you going to do with your honesty? The second somebody's not lingering over you and watching, you're going to start to slack off. You're going to start to become slowly but surely morally corrupt. Because after all, nobody's watching. After all, nobody's going to know anyway. So servanthood builds your loyalty. Servant